Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
Locally, Palestinian groups have once again taken to Tasmanian streets, calling for more to be done to stop lives being lost in the war. While peaceful tunes filled Parliament lawns this morning, artists gathered in solidarity to promote peace.
Playing for peace. Pianist Kelvin Smith taking to Parliament lawns this morning to play a series of songs including the Ukrainian masterpiece, Melody.
A substantial hope that things were on the horizon, but there's also sort of grief and joy and frustration mixed up in the piece.
The song, a tribute to a late friend who lost his life defending Ukraine, and many more.
It's a crazy cultural piece that sits in underneath all of who they are and the difficulties that they've constantly experienced.
Onlookers joining in droves as Ukrainian artist Anna painted his piano in a floral-style folk art, hoping to share her message.
It's my way, it's my artistic way to connect with people, with my culture, and I'm really proud to represent my culture and my art.
Meanwhile, Palestinian groups continue their plight across Tasmania, taking to the streets of Launceston on behalf of thousands, including children, who've been killed.
Call for a ceasefire and call for humanity to prevail.
Burnie and Hobart also sharing a powerful message. Calling for what they've described as the ongoing assault on civilian lives and infrastructure in Gaza by military forces.
They've been killing people in hospitals. They've hit ambulances this morning, United Nations schools. They're not letting fuel into the hospitals.
Unions, community and faith groups also urging politicians to hear their calls.
As a government, we condemn any actions that lead to the loss of lives of innocent civilians, and so to the groups that are participating in these activities, we absolutely support peaceful actions.
The group now in their 4th week of rallies, vowing their efforts are far from over.
There can never be peace unless there's dignity and respect.
Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
Police are investigating a single vehicle crash near Lake Leak overnight. Emergency services were called to the Lake Road scene at around 11:30, where a 42-year-old had to be freed from his vehicle. He was flown to the Royal Hobart Hospital with what police have described as non-life-threatening injuries. Initial investigations indicate the man lost control of his car on a right-hand bend of the gravel road before colliding with a tree. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. It was all smiles in Clarence today as hundreds of people laced up for an inaugural colour fun run to celebrate community diversity. Dance performances, live music and hands-on activities also available to those looking for a little less mess.
Bursting with energy and excitement as they waited for the siren to sound. Around 800 Tasmanians registered for the Clarence City Council and Youth Network Advisory Group's first Paint Party Run.
It's about bringing the community together, showing the vibrance of our city. The canvas that we paint is a result of the differences in our community.
The run suitable for all ages and abilities and summed up in 2 words.
Super fun.
The free entertainment going beyond the finish line with dance workshops, sumo wrestling and tug of war to keep the amusement running for hours.
I think it's a fantastic event put on by the council and just really fun for the family.
Originally scheduled for May during Youth Week, organisers were forced to cancel due to unseasonably bad weather. Today's forecast only just holding up.
It's a big relief. I was looking at the weather last night, yesterday and this morning, but we're all good. Hopefully it sticks like this the rest of the day.
The event's success pointing to a bright future.
Our events team will gather all the data and, of course, make the case for what we hope might be an annual event.
Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
Old Beach Cricket Club is looking brand new after receiving $50,000 worth of upgrades. Its fresh training nets and spectator facilities were today put to good use thanks to the state government's Improving the Playing Field grants program.
it's virtually impossible for us to raise the $50,000. So to have that money and to be able to use it for not just the club but the community was fantastic.
They were able to actually underspend on the practice facilities, get them done for less than the $50,000. They then applied to be able to keep the extra money to do some other work.
And though the playing field program has closed, applications for active infrastructure grants of up to $5,000 will stay open until November 13. The Ant Army is on the march, packing out Launceston's Silverdome for tonight's Indigenous round clash. A sea of green taking over, with eager fans ready to cheer on the Jack Jumpers in their first northern match of the season. The sellout crowd on hand, hoping to see the Jackies triumph over the Brisbane Bullets. Play got underway a short time ago. We'll bring you the latest on the game in sport. Deloraine has come alive once again, with the gates swinging open for day 2 of the Tasmanian Craft Fair. Thousands descending on the town, eager to catch a glimpse of what the iconic event has to offer.
Crafty critters galore.
Try and do something that's a little bit different each year, but also don't forget our traditions.
The Tasmanian Craft Fair is back in all its glory. Thousands are lining up to experience the Day 2 delights.
It's really great to see Tasmanians supporting the craft fair, and we've got lots of interstate visitors here as well.
Deloraine, you don't expect this many people. I don't know where they've come from, but there's people everywhere. It's packed.
Seasoned hands hard at work. Drawing in an audience, hanging off every note.
It's year number 7. So, yeah, it's part of the yearly routine now as being down here in Deloraine.
Practice stall holders playing into the event's success for another year.
You're amongst other artists, which is always inspiring.
Others taking a chance on the mega show for the first time.
It's always apprehensive. I didn't think I was good enough, so I put it off. But just finally, I've done it. Didn't know what to expect, but it's been amazing. 240
exhibitors proudly showcasing their works to the masses.
It's an opportunity to support local artisans, support local art and craft people, but it's also an opportunity to buy Christmas presents and to have a good time.
From sweet treats to the flavours of the streets, there's a few draw cards emerging as the early crowd favourites.
Probably the fudge is pretty good. Fidget shop and fudge.
Sharing a labour of love and crafts far and wide. Victoria Easto, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmania had a dominating day in the round-robin competition at the National Wheelchair AFL Championships in Melbourne. In its Division 2 finals match against the Northern Territory, Tasmania won by 39 points, while against a combined New South Wales ACT team, they held off a second-half comeback for a 15-point win. Tasmanian racing driver Lockie Dalton has performed strongly during his TransAm campaign in Sydney, finishing 4th in the second race of the day. In the first race last night, Dalton crossed the checkered flag in 3rd place, with fellow Tasmanian Josh Webster finishing 18th.
Good evening. Today, Hobart, Devonport and Burnie all 15, Launceston 18 degrees. Friendly Beaches 19, Luncheon Hill 18, Flinders Island and Ooze both 17, Low Head and St Helens 16, King Island, Marai Island and Grove 15, Laiwini 13 after an overnight low of -1. The satellite shows mostly cloudy conditions over most of Tasmania, although only patchy cloud about the northwest. Areas of low-level cloud is seen over the state and the south coast of the mainland due to a high-pressure system over the west of Tasmania. Convective cloud, mainly due to thunderstorm activity, can be seen over eastern New South Wales and Queensland, and also central WA as a result of surface troughs. Tomorrow, a high pressure system sits to the west of Tasmania, extending a ridge over the state. Multiple troughs extend across WA, Northern Australia and into Queensland. Southeast to southwesterly winds 5 to 15 knots, tending east to northeasterly in the north, reaching 15 to 25 knots in the northwest during the evening. Southwesterly swells 2 to 3 metres expected in the west and south. Tomorrow, Hobart partly cloudy 17, Richmond cloudy 19, partly cloudy in Ooze with 22. Launceston cloudy 20 degrees, 17 and partly cloudy in Devonport. Cloudy also in Deloraine 18 degrees. That's the forecast for the 3rd day of the Tasmanian Craft Fair. Burnie partly cloudy 15, similar conditions in Strawn 17, mostly sunny in Curry 18's the top. Partly cloudy in St Helens and Swansea 17, also partly cloudy in Whitemark with 18. Forecast for Monday, a chance of a morning frost at first, then a fine and partly cloudy day expected. Tuesday, isolated inland showers developing during the day. Wednesday, showers about the west and south extending statewide with a chance of possible thunderstorms. Taking a look now to the mainland tomorrow, sunny in Melbourne 23, similar conditions in Adelaide 25, cloudy in Canberra 18, showers for Sydney 21, Brisbane expecting showers, they're chasing 26 degrees.
And that's all your news for this Saturday evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. We will see you tomorrow. Good night.